Amazing people. Good evening to you all. I hope everyone is doing great. So we're live on TikTok, on Instagram, on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, just across our social media channels. In this video, we're going to be discussing something really exciting, something very quick. It's already Friday evening here, almost 12 minutes to 5 p.m. So I cannot be here for long. Thank you so much, Abna. Thanks for joining as well. Guys, share this live video. We're going to be discussing the top 5 green card mistakes people make. Green card, marriage based. We're going to be discussing marriage based mistakes that people make when they're applying or filing their green card application. Okay, so this is going to be a very, very quick one. So please join in, share the live feed, and let me hear from you. If you guys can see me, hear me, drop me an emoji as usual. Just drop me an emoji how you're feeling this Friday night. You can drop me an emoji of the US flag. And then you can also drop me another emoji of where you're connecting from. So if you're connecting from Ghana, drop me the Ghana flag as well as the US flag. Okay, drop me the emojis. As soon as I see the emojis flowing in, I will start the substance of the video. Drop me the emojis. Let me make sure you guys can hear me. Okay, some people are dropping thankful emojis. Jeffrey on YouTube, he's dropping the thankful image and he's from Ghana. I see the Ghana flag on Instagram. I see some TikTokers also commenting with some flags. Some of the flags I cannot even recognize. Okay, guys, so here are some of the top 5 marriage green card mistakes to avoid. Number 1, failing to include a valid divorce decree. This is a problem. Please, if you're applying for a marriage-based green card, you have to include a valid divorce decree. Okay, a valid divorce decree. A valid divorce decree means that your prior marriage has been properly terminated. Because if you don't have a valid divorce decree, then it usually could mean that your current marriage is invalid. So please make sure that you actually have a valid divorce decree. Now, 2 of the countries that have the most problematic divorce decrees, Ghana and Nigeria. As usual, these twin sisters, partners, the divorce decrees from Ghana and Nigeria are usually very problematic. U.S. immigration normally complains about fake divorce decrees from these 2 countries. So be mindful of that, especially if you are from Ghana. If you're trying to submit a divorce decree from a customary marriage, you have to make sure that you don't just go to the roadside and then ask someone to get you a divorce decree. They will sometimes go to the courts to verify. They have people from the fraud and investigative unit of USCIS, sometimes from the Department of State or the US Embassy, and they will verify from the High Court or the District Court or wherever you claim you got the divorce decree from to see if it's in the court records and the judge actually signed, and issued you with that valid divorce decree. So if it's fake, they will catch you. Of course, they don't always catch the fake ones, but you don't want to be the one who has a fake divorce decree and then you are caught. So make sure of that. The second thing with the divorce decree is that sometimes they may be validly issued from, for example, from Ghana, but if you are doing a customary law divorce, it has to go through a certain requirement according to the matter of Kwejo, which is a U.S. immigration case law that gives the requirements for a valid Ghanaian customary law divorce. Also, the U.S. Department of State reciprocity chart gives the civil documents and what is required for a proper Ghanaian customary law divorce. If you need help, of course, contact me and we can help you. For Nigeria as well, you need to make sure these are valid, okay? Because sometimes what will happen is that if the prior marriage is not, as I mentioned, is not properly terminated, then the current one is null and void. Like they won't even bother with you. They will just deny your case because your marriage is not even valid, right? Because you cannot, in the US, there's no polygamy. You cannot get married to 2 or 3 wives, unlike Ghana and some other places where this is allowed. That's not allowed in the US. So you have to finish, close the case with the previous wife or the previous husband, wash your hand, and then you move on to the next relationship. Now, the second thing would be Failing to meet the income requirements. Okay, so petitioner, if you're a petitioner, you have to meet the income requirements, because otherwise you will be denied. Your beneficiary will be denied a visa because he's subject to the public charge. Nobody likes, as I keep telling you guys, nobody likes a leech. Even in our relationships, everybody wants a mutually beneficial relationship. How many of you will want the friend that's constantly calling every day asking, oh, can you lend me $500? Can you lend me 200 CDs? Can you lend me 5,000, 300,000 naira, or, whatever. Nobody likes that, right? But you would also like a friend, like when you are in need, they can also lend you money. Okay, so that's the type of mutually beneficial relationship the US is also looking for. They don't want people who will come and every day they are begging the government, oh, I need food stamps, I need Medicaid, I need gimme, gimme, gimme. They want people who are also good members of society, who are coming to pay taxes, who are coming to find the next cure to cancer, coming to create the next AI that will, have people sit in airplanes and will arrive at their destinations within 3 minutes. They are looking for the next groundbreaking invention to come from the US. And so, if you are coming in as an immigrant, they want you to come to be contributing something substantial to the US. So, there are rules. If you are likely to be a public charge or you're going to be a burden on the government, they will deny the visa. And so, in order to prevent this, your petitioner has to show that he's making enough money to take care of you and you're not likely to be a public charge to the US government. So, that's one of the problems I see as an immigration lawyer. A lot of people may not have the required income amount. You should be making 125% above the federal poverty guideline for your household size. If you're not making enough money, you need a household sponsor, well, a joint sponsor, which could be a household wage earner, or some other type of joint sponsor. Okay, so please contact me again if you need help with this type of requirements, because you have to be able to provide your tax returns or your tax transcripts, your W-2s, or your employment letter from the letter from your employer stating what type of job you have, whether it's on a contract basis or permanent, full-time, how much you're earning, and whether it's stable employment or it will be terminated within the next month or two. So those are things you have to take note of. Number three, living apart with no reasonable excuse, right? If you're a married couple, they expect that you guys are living under the same roof and doing things like a married couple. You cannot be living in Ohio, your husband is living in Texas, and then claim you're a married couple. This is very different when you're doing a consular processing, where usually the petitioner of the application is here in the US, lives here in the US, and their spouse is in Ghana. Obviously, they cannot live together in that situation. So this this error really covers people who are doing the adjustment of status, meaning both the petitioner and the beneficiaries are here in the US. Husband and wife are here in the US. You have to live under the same roof. Of course, there are people that, due to life situations, they may live apart for a while, but it has to be a reasonable, credible arrangement. There's ways to make sure you don't trigger their fraud button with this type of situation. So make sure you contact an attorney, discuss your situation. If you are living in, let's say, Texas for school and your husband is working in New York, there's ways to make sure you prove this, and then you satisfy the adjudicating officer or the interviewing officer. Now, number four, failing to commingle your assets. No joint life, like everything is just separate. And then you intentionally doctor documents as if you are commingling. You put, you have your personal account and you're making big purchases from those accounts. And then you have another joint account and you're making $2 a month purchases from the joint account with your supposed husband. They are going to be very suspicious of that. So please make sure that, even if you have your own reservations about your man or your husband being a spendthrift, this is not the time for that. Just try to commingle as much resources, or just you have to have joint resources. Just commingle your life, joint life experiences, joint shared experiences. The things you're doing together. Like, you have to live together. They have to see that there's some intersection, like there's a very big or great intersection between the two of you and how you live your lives. Okay. You cannot be living independent woman, separate life, and then expect a green card application to be filed on your behalf. You have to mix things together, and then they cannot really delineate, like they can't say, okay, this is for who and this is for who. Try to merge your lives together. And then, of course, once you are done with your green card application, if it's because your husband is a spendthrift or your wife just keeps buying a lot of shoes every weekend, so you cannot have a joint account with her, then you are free to separate your accounts. But it's very helpful to have a joint bank account or, commingled resources for purposes of your application. Of course, please take note that none of these reasons or these grounds standing alone is enough to break your green card, right? Sometimes you may have weak evidence in one area, but you have to overcome that, the weakness or the deficiency in your evidence using another type of evidence, so that there's a balance. There's a balance using the totality of the circumstances, um, overview. Okay. Now, the fifth thing is that there's no proof of how you met. This is the most important factor in your green card application, right? Because the legal standard that you're proving in a marriage green card is that at the inception of the relationship, you plan to establish life together. So if you're able to demonstrate that, oh, at the beginning of the relationship, we meant to live life together, even if the marriage breaks up later on, again at the removal of condition stage, then you'll be fine. But you have to prove this, especially at the time you go for the interview. And even during that, even the submission of the initial documents, because you can't submit certain things that will prove how you guys met, such as affidavits from family and friends that will narrate, and sometimes even the pictures that will tell a story about how you guys met. That it was not a transactional relationship, that money did not change hands, you didn't pay someone $40,000 or $50,000 or $30,000 to get a green card. They want you to show by a preponderance of the evidence that at the inception or at the beginning of the relationship, you meant to establish life together. Again, please note this caveat. If you guys met, you were introduced by your neighbor and like, okay, pay him for a green card, and then you fell in love along the way, that's still, according to U.S. immigration, a fraudulent marriage, and they will not approve it. Okay, so they want, at the time you met, there should not have been any transaction, like business transaction, with regards to the marriage. So take note of these things. And if you need help in preparing a very solid marriage-based application, we love to do that. We are ready and willing and able to help you to prove that your marriage is a bona fide one. We'll guide you on how to submit everything. Please, as I tell you guys, the officer who's going to be reviewing your application, he doesn't know you. He's reviewing hundreds of thousands of applications. He doesn't know which one is the fraudulent one and which one is a real one. So he cannot just be denying your case or approving arbitrarily. They have a legal standard. So we will help you to meet that standard. Okay. There's a lot of comments here on Facebook. Zion, let me read it. Zion LB says, good evening. Vic says, hi. Joy Sampa, Angel Jones. We have Contacto B says, thank you, sis, for updating us. You're welcome on, I believe, on Facebook. And then Kwekwanan is on hold on. Kwekwanani on YouTube says, please, where's your office located? We're located in Manassas, Virginia, in Northern Virginia, but we represent immigrants in all 50 states throughout the US and around the world in US immigration matters. So contact us if you need help. Doesn't matter where you're based. We can represent you in your case. How's TikTok doing? TikTokers, you guys have any questions or concerns? Someone on user 845 says, please let me know how to get in touch with you. Please hit follow on TikTok. Our contact is right there in the bio. Our phone number is right there, 802-780-0564. You should be able to follow us on social media, on TikTok, and then send us a DM if you still can't find the number. Our numbers are on every post. You'll find our phone numbers, or go to Google and type in AKPOKU Law, AK Poku Law, and you will find our contacts right there on Google. Okay, let me see. Instagram is official to cry says, can I send you a DM with our questions? if you're asking a question to get educated, put it in the comment section. If you are looking for help with your US immigration case, schedule a consultation because I'm not the one who's answering the DMs. So the person who's answering the DMs, they don't have the answer to your legal questions. So it won't help you. I don't go into the DM. I barely go into the DM. So put the question, if it's a general question, put it on the comment section and then section and we can all learn. If it's a question that has to do with your legal case or your US immigration case, please schedule a consultation so that I can give your case the attention it deserves. I can review your documents, talk to you, and give you all the possible options and the best scenario. Like how I'll just help you make sure that you are able to get a winning case as much as we can. Okay. So, guys, please don't forget to like, follow our pages. If you haven't hit the like, follow, subscribe buttons, please do so now. Follow our pages, um, share the video, and of course, don't forget to comment if you have questions or concerns. Okay, someone on TikTok is asking, do you do student visa applications? Yes, we do. We do student visa applications. We can help you. Harper Kwesie J says, talk about the backlogs. Eesh, as for the backlogs, oh my gosh, I've done a lot of videos on it. The backlogs are insane. Very, very insane. So if you're dealing with a backlog and you need help, get in touch with us and we can help you sue USCIS or the Department of State to get your case moving. Kinsley Adai says, oh, life and hold on. TikTok. Life and business coach says she is the best. Oh, thank you so much. Kinsley Adai says, can you adjust your status with a green card holder within the US through marriage? Contact me for that. The F2A, that's the preference immigrant category for your case. It has been current for a while. The visa bulletin has been current for a while, but unfortunately, it has retrogressed within the last few weeks. So contact me and let's take a specific look at your case, so we can help you. Okay. Normally, if you're in the US and you're trying to adjust your status with a green card holder or LPR, you have to make sure that you continue to maintain lawful status, lawful non-immigrant status until a visa is available for your case. As soon as you fall out of status, you're in trouble. Once you submit your adjustment of status application and it's pending, that's fine. You can fall out of status. You will be said to have fallen out of status, but you do not start accruing unlawful presence because your pending adjustment of status will act as a toll. It will toll your unlawful presence. Okay, so contact me and then let's take a look at how we can help you. Dana on TikTok says, if you win the diversity visa lottery and worked illegally as an F1 in status, can that be forgiven? It depends. Well, the visa lottery is a very strict program. It's sort of like, you see, the visa lottery is like a favor they're doing you. So they're extremely, excessively very strict. Like it's like, again, it's a game, right? It's a game of chance, but the rules are very strict. The least thing disqualifies you. So call me and let's review and then I can give you a better assessment. But Harper Kwesi says, so those of us with previous winnings, we make beans, and you make beans because as for the Ghana embassy, please remember they will not issue a visa beyond the fiscal year. So if you won DV 2022, you should have been issued your visa latest by September 30th, 2022. I remember they just have about 50,000 visas to issue. So as soon as they get the number, they're done. And apart from that, the backlogs are not helping. So they're not calling people for interviews. So you have to make sure you follow up very aggressively on your case to get an interview. All right, guys, I know it's a weekend and you guys have to You guys, everybody has to go, including me, so please enjoy your weekend. I've recorded a bunch of videos on the visa lottery. I just released my latest video on the visa lottery on our TikTok page at the Green Card Lawyer. Go check it out. When the results are coming out, and the three things you need, and the websites you need to go, the only websites you need to go to check your results from. Okay, so go to our TikTok page at the Green Card Lawyer and check that video out. I've also done a video on how to, what documents to prepare. I also just released another video on the 11 documents you must prepare, plus 3 additional very important notes for the visa lottery winners. So I'll be releasing that one soon. But there's a number of videos I've prepared. So check out our social media pages for all those information. Habiba Muniru says, watching you from Saudi Arabia. I see. That's good to know. All right, guys. I will see you in our next video. Take care. Bye. Enjoy your weekend.